beginning was chemical or biological weapons. And no one had ever heard the phrase IED. 4 years later, we now know that chemical weapons weren't an issue, and IEDs are killing American sons and daughters almost every day.
State your name!
Just how wrong U.S. intelligence would turn out.
Why? You already know my name. I need a drink. I have a feeling this interview is going to be long.
It's not going to be long if you would just sit still and answer the questions as I ask them.
Couldn't you find anybody else to interview? Questions make me uncomfortable. Alright, fine. The name's Cassandra Wilson. Need a spelling on that, Mrs. Reporter Wannabe?
No, I think I got it. Thank you, Miss Wilson.
No, thank you.
Okay, first question. Why did you join the Army?
Because I wanted to get away from you guys.
Come on, be serious.
I am serious. I was bored. What answer do you want? I wanted to do something noble by enlisting, possibly saving the world. I wish I could say all that. Probably make a great story for a little column there, wouldn't it? But alas, it is not so.
Well, what? You were bored and you had nothing else to do. I can't write that. Why didn't you go to college after high school?
I wasn't ready. Let's stop. I need an apple.
Again? What do you mean you weren't ready?
Don't you remember? I barely graduated high school.
But you graduated though, and that's all that matters.
Is this an interview or a motivational speech?
Okay, right on. Well, tell me about basic training then.
I did, it's done. Let's watch Private Benjamin or something.
You're not exactly helping.
Well, you're not exactly asking very good questions, are you?
Well, what kind of questions should I be asking?
If I knew that, I'd be the one asking the questions, wouldn't I?
Why do you keep answering my questions with questions?
Why such a loser?
Yeah, I'm 10 all over again. I need a break.
Oh, someone still got their three-pointer.
That was more like 2. How long were you there for?
A year or something?
Where were you based?
North of Baghdad.
Any Pacific camp?
Am I allowed to give out that info?
I don't see why not.
Okay, Camp Anaconda.
Like the snake.
Yep.
Okay. So, what was your biggest fear before you went over there?
My biggest fear. You know how you watch all those war stories about heroes who went to war and came back from it with an arm or a leg missing, or their whole skin was burnt to a crisp and their voice shifted smaller somehow. And you know, while you're watching it, your heart aches for that person, but then you forget about them a week later. That was my biggest fear. I didn't want that. I didn't want to be that poor soldier. So before I left, I sat down with God and I asked him, either send me back whole or don't send me back at all. that cowardly?
No. I wouldn't say that.
I mean, you sort of want to come back the same person, you know?
So do you think you came back the same person?
I mean, you're older.
I mean, do you feel you've changed?
I gained like 15 pounds.
Were you affected by what went on out there?
Oh, I'm so happy I can wear my hair down again. Such a burden to have it tucked away in a bun all the time. You know, I thought about going G.I. Jane. Demi Moore. But then I thought, you know, people might think I swing the other way, so I just kept it tucked away instead.
So you cared whether people thought you were a homosexual?
You know, to tell you the truth, when you're female, no one cared who you were doing, but yeah, I cared. Who wouldn't?
While we're on the subject, how do you feel about being a female in the Army?
I feel like I should get the bigger gun. Is that not a good answer?
It's a weird answer.
Okay, in that case, I feel like always having to prove myself, you know, not be a liability. In the first unit that we were replacing, most of the females got sent home because, well, let's just say they were all getting stomach flus.
Stomach flus. Oh.
It's getting hot in here, isn't it?
No, I'm actually really cold.
I need a break. I need one of those I need air type breaks.